my name is Liene and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally filming my April wrap-up. I actually filmed this video earlier this week and then for some reason I deleted it and it was a struggle to film, and yeah, but I'm trying again, so bear with me. It's gonna be difficult, and yeah. So April wrap-up means Owl's magical readathon wrap-up, and I managed to read 9 books. Before I start with the books I read, I just want to say that I'm not gonna go too much in detail with those books, because first of all I did one mistake. I didn't write my initial thoughts down or write anything after reading, so I don't remember a lot. And now we can start with the books. The first book I read in April was Pride by Ibi Zoboi. It's a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and I listened to it on audio. And I gave the book 3 stars. I actually hate rating books because it's just purely based on how I feel at the moment when I'm rating it. So usually most of the books I read, I think I give like 3 stars because they're okay, nothing like too special for me. I didn't get like really excited or anything, so I liked Pride, but I don't know, it just wasn't something really amazing. That's why I gave it 3 stars. Next book I finished was Daddy Longlegs by Webster. I listened to this on audio too, because I have read this book I don't know how many times, but I have read it in Latvian, in English, and now I have listened to it on audio, and I have listened to it, I don't know how to say it. I grew up with this book, but I grew up listening to a radio play we had here, and I just fell in love with that story, so this is one of my favorite books and I just love rereading it. It's about a young girl who lives in an orphanage, and then this rich man decides to send her to college, and all she has to do is write him letters how she's doing at college, and that's basically it. It's just a lovely and heartwarming, at least for me, story about kind of growing up and figuring things out, and of course there is a love story too. The next book I read was The Reckoning by Edith Wharthon. This is a collection of 2 short stories. One is Mrs. Manstey's View and the other one is The Reckoning. The first one is about an old lady who lives alone and rents a room in this house, and she likes to look outside her window. That's like her favorite thing to do, and she observes what's happening outside. It's kind of sad story because she's really lonely, and yeah, sad story about an old lonely woman, but it was a lovely story nevertheless. And the other story is about a married couple, and I guess I could say that it's about like decisions we make in the past and how we might not then make later on in life, and we might regret making them. Oh, it's about marriage and two people's commitment. Yeah, so it was really interesting because they are written in 1891, so they're quite old stories. I'm not gonna talk a lot about the next book. It's a children's poetry book by Ojārs Vācietis. It's called Sasiesim asted, Let's Tie Our Tails, I think. And it was quite a disappointing read. I don't know, I was expecting children's poetry to be cute, but I don't know, I just didn't connect and didn't like it. And it's really old too, so I don't know if kids nowadays would like it. I liked one story because it reminded me of this cartoon I watched when I was little. It's a song in that cartoon. So, yeah. Nothing much to say about this. The next up is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and I really liked this book, but I don't know how to talk about it. I kinda feel like the things I liked is the spoilery ones. I don't know if you have read this one, but I really recommend it. It's about this man, and he gets kidnapped, and when he wakes up, he doesn't recognize anything, and his life is completely different. He's not married, he doesn't have a son, and his career is completely different. And yeah, he tries to figure out what's wrong, and it's bloody amazing. It made me think a lot, kinda how our decisions affect our life and what could have happened if we did something different, like made a different decisions. So it's a really good book. The next book I read was on my Kindle, and I read A Tyranny of Petticoats, edited by Jessica Spotswood. It's a short story collection of 15 stories. In all of those stories, the main character is a teenage girl, and it spans around a really big time period. I like the ones towards the end more because they were closer to nowadays and I connected with them more. And I really like the ones that are inspired by true events. So there was this one towards the end that was about... It was really terrible because there was police brutality in it, and people were just defending their rights to speak and to protest, but they were suppressed, and it's actually sad that it's not over. It happened so long ago, but it's still not over. But yeah, it was interesting to read about because I don't know a lot about American history. Oh, I just remember that I didn't say the star rating for any of those, just the first one. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah. So the next one was Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and I listened to it on audio because I don't have a physical book. And it was good. I like that it was more about friendship, not about romance. And it's sad to read about unhappy kids, teenagers, kids, they are still kids. Because it's so sad that there are actually so many unhappy people. Unhappy kids with terrible parents that just break them. And it's hard to read about things like that for me. But it was an enjoyable book. And yeah. Next one is Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. The original screenplay by J.K. Rowling. And I really liked it. I liked the movie. I know it's not perfect, or I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I just like that world, the wizarding world of Harry Potter. And it's interesting to read a screenplay after I think you seen the movie, because then you kinda can see how it plays out. At least I like get these visions and remembered how it looked in the movie. And you can like pick up on things you missed because you can't always see everything. So it was an enjoyable read, and yeah, I probably will read it again sometime in the future. And it's a gorgeous book. I love the artwork, and I really love like how it looks from the inside with all the illustrations and things. So yeah. And the last book I talking about this time is Lāču Kalns by Laura Vinogradova, and it's Bear Mountain. It's a collection of 3 short stories about one place, but 3 different time periods. The first story is about a woman who knows how to use nature, like plants and things, to heal. So it's like at the time where witches got burned because of what they know. And yeah. The second one is about this young married couple and the years in their life while they live in that area. And it's a kind of heartbreaking story because there is happy moments, but there's also a loss in those years there. But that was my favorite story, actually. And the last one is about this boy who lives there, and he's from a quite poor family, and he goes to school there. And it's about him growing up and his experiences. Yeah. That's it. These are the books I read in April, the physical ones I have. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below if you have read any of these books and have enjoyed it. I'm gonna leave a list in the description box of these books, and see you next time. Bye!